People saying interesting things. Shedeur Sanders talking yesterday about his playing status, so basically meaning he hasn't played at all. Third string quarterback in Cleveland this year. Listen to what he said.
If things happen, things turn out where I play, then I'll be out there and I'll be ready to play. So I'm ready to play right now. I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
That was interesting to say the least. Bart, I mean, what do we say about that?
Well, that's not your line, right? Your line is just to say, hey, I'm here trying to get better. I'll be ready. I'm just going to try and do my best. You got to kind of get better in silence. And you have to realize that sometimes you got reporters just sitting around. They'll put a camera in your face. You think they're your friend. You feel good because you're getting some attention because you're not the starting quarterback. And you just say stuff, not realizing that it blows up to stuff like this. And the last time we saw him in the playoff, in the preseason against guys that are probably pumping gas right now, he didn't look so good. So he needs to just say, listen, just improve and don't poke the bear.
Rex always used to say anything you want, just name two teammates and a coach. And if you're Shedeur right now, it's all about celebrating your teammates, getting better, getting coached, getting developed.
Big win.
And he's really a good kid. That just comes off so tone deaf. You're a fifth-round pick just trying to find your way.
I would say the shame of it is this. They just came off an amazing win.
Yep.
And we haven't talked about them at all this week. And the other guys in that rookie class, Mason Graham, Carson Schwessinger, Judkins, Sampson.
Meaning the Browns
Fannin.
rookies
The Browns
themselves.
rookies are playing awesome and are making contributions, and they're not getting the national spotlight. And then the second the camera's on them, I could play. Who's he even referring to? I don't know.
Well, there's a time and a place for everything, and that's not the right timing for Shedeur Sanders. It's okay for you internally to feel like, hey, I'm better than guys that are starting right now, but there's a time and a place. You don't have to say it out loud. Keep it about the Cleveland Browns and what they've been able to do this season, especially coming off a big win versus the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I want so badly for him to get a chance this year to show what he can do, and things like this, they make me mad just because they add fuel to all the people who are going to be detractors of his, because it's obviously a mistake. It goes without saying. That's something he shouldn't say, and he did, and so we move on. All right, time for More or Less. It's brought to you by ESPN Sportsbook. Here are the numbers that they are giving us as props this week. Mike T, Caleb Williams, more or less than a combined 249.5 passing and rushing yards against the Raiders. What do you think?
We got to go more, Greeny, and here's why. He had 310 last week. Now, that was the Cowboys, so there's a discount, but I don't think the discount comes down that far. And when you look at the Raiders' defense, I would say it's moribund. It's not as bad as Dallas, but it's certainly not good. So I feel really good that Caleb's going to have another productive week.
Harry, let's go to San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey, his total is 74.5 rushing yards this weekend. We go more or less.
I'm going to go more because San Francisco, they're going to need more from Christian McCaffrey if they want to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Surprisingly, Greeny, I never thought going into week 4 we'll be talking about Christian McCaffrey not having a game over 70 yards rushing up until this point.
Now, Jaguars sneaky good this year. This is a sneaky interesting game. All right, Bartholomew, Justin Herbert, 249.5 passing yards against the Giants.
More if he can remember what time the game starts, according to Tannenbaum. When teams forget what time the game starts. He might have this by halftime.
10 a.m.
Listen, the Giants defense has been like Burger King, man. You can get it your way, however you want it, man. Like, the biggest disappointment in New York has been the Giants defense that we thought were going to be like the 85 Bears.
Yeah, so let me first off tell you that if you like those picks that we've just put together and you see them on your screen, we've made them a parlay at the ESPN Sportsbook app. Look for the More or Less featured parlay on the homepage and in the Parlay Lounge. And the storyline in this game, of course, well, it's twofold. One, the Chargers are excellent, and Justin Herbert is playing great. The other side, of course, the Giants making the change to Jackson Dart. What is your sense? You're close to them. You hear talk to them all the time. What is your sense? What should we be expecting with the rookie on the field?
Hope, optimism, a lightness to that stadium. I think MetLife is going to feel as positive as it's felt in years just because of Dart's presence. Everything you hear from the Giants, great week of practice, super positive, vocal. These are things that might just sound like, flurries like of roses and rainbows, and then they get sacked by Derwin James on the first play. It all goes out the window. Doesn't matter. With him, Scatterboo, Neighbors getting the ball, maybe. Mm-hmm. We'd like to see Neighbors get the ball, Giants.
Right.
Okay, everyone watching Giants?
Is he going to play? Is he going to play?
I think that's what they're thinking about here is, hey, we've been waiting for this guy. It's been doom and gloom for 2 years. Finally, Jackson Dart's taking the field. At the very least, there won't be this feeling of misery and mirth over of MetLife on Sunday.
So I think Jackson Dart, when it comes to the offensive system, fits it better with Mike Kafka and also Brian Dable being an offensive-minded head coach. It's about being decisive in your decision-making, getting the football out quick, being an extension of the run game, keeping the defense honest and giving them something else and making them play assignment football. I think also when you're going against a defense like the Los Angeles Chargers, utilizing tempo to the advantage of your offense and also for Jackson Dart. Make sure this man has positive plays, and for Jackson Dart, do not turn the football over. Take care of the football.
Mike, I want you to share, you quoted Bill Parcells in our meeting this morning, because someone made the point here, and I will confess, I hadn't even really thought of it. But Daniel Jones playing as well as he is playing, some people might view that as an indictment on Brian Dable. And what was the point that you said that Parcells would make?
Yeah, and the indice of organizational health is when your players leave your program, how do they do in other places? So obviously Daniel Jones this year, Xavier McKinney, obviously Saquon Barkley. It does not look good for the Giants when your players leave and play discernibly better. So that's a big concern. With that said, Greeny, I agree with what Peter said. When you talk to the Giants, it's a little bit like a Chad Pennington vibe. Jackson Dart has a lot of energy, and I think the defense part is going to play better because they feel like they have hope. And when you look at the way Russell Wilson ended that game in the red zone, it kind of felt like his career as a starter was over. That's why I think this week, I know the Chargers are the better team on paper. I like the Giants because I think they're going to come in the stadium and think we're actually better at the quarterback position than we were a week ago.
The video you're seeing here, to be clear, is Dart in the preseason this year, in which he looked really good. I'll remind everyone that the spark was there. I mean, that doesn't necessarily
mean
mean
half of those guys on that fit.
Yeah, they're pumping gas, as you said. I mean, it means what it means, right? I mean, it is worth whatever it is or isn't worth. You seem typically skeptical.
Enthusiasm will still get your ass knocked out, right? Let me tell you something, right? I remember another guy had spunk and enthusiasm. His name was Eli Manning.
Yeah.
And in the first 4 games, he had a 30 QBR rating, and against us, my Baltimore Ravens, he had 0.
Yeah.
Right. So the thing is, it may not look good
Immediately.
It didn't look good for the whole year. So how do you even evaluate if the kid can play? The reality of it is, when you get to week 5, that could be for the first overall pick. So if he don't win that game, he could be cutting himself. Because that means a new coach, that means somebody else is going to evaluate a new quarterback and somebody that may fit their system. We don't know what it's going to look like. The fact that we think the AFC, the Chargers are the best team in the AFC and the Giants are going to walk through them is ludicrous.
We've got 2 of us picking them in this game.
Yeah, we need drug testing.
I love Bart Scott. The kid hasn't played yet. Bart already has him fighting for his job.
For that, but I think they just look a little bit more complete right now. Alabama has been fantastic in the last 2 games, but they were so bad in that opening game. And Georgia has been very consistent. They haven't been spectacular. Greeny, they nearly let the Tennessee game get away, but the fact that they didn't tells me a win at home seems to be in the cards.
Let me give everyone a sense of just how critically important this game is, particularly for the Crimson Tide. Look at this. If Alabama wins, let me show you the numbers here. If Alabama wins, their playoff chances jump to 68%. A loss would drop them all the way to 36%. So for Alabama, what can we say? Their season is essentially on the line. Paul, what is at stake for Kalen DeBoer in this game?
Everything. Remember last year he did not make the playoffs, and it seemed like this season was playoff or bust, and here we are. We're not even through September, and those odds are not good for him. The problem with losing this game, Greeny, is the schedule ahead. He still has an enormous slate, including Tennessee and LSU and Oklahoma and at Missouri and at South Carolina and at Auburn. It almost seems if he cannot win this game, remember he won this game last year after jumping out to a 28-0 lead, it would just seem to be insurmountable that he could find his way back, and he has to get to the playoffs to have a reasonably calm offseason.
It's remarkable when you think about all that has changed since that night. I remember that game. Alabama wins it, and we're thinking Jalen Milroe is going to be the first pick, and Alabama's looking great, and then obviously Bye.